All right. I'm Ms. Schultz, and I just want to go over the following. Don't be scared of VLA success, Virtual Learning Academy success. Just in case you missed this at Tech Night, here's a quick video. First of all, I do want you to remember this wonderful quote. You get out of it what you put into it. So that's a successful person somewhere that said that. Keep that in mind for your students this 9 weeks and for future times in the Virtual Learning Academy. Here's what's going to be in this very brief video. We'll talk about virtual attendance and assignments, supplies and needed materials, virtual work environment, virtual class etiquette, and maintaining contact with us, the teachers. So let's get into virtual attendance and assignments. Don't be scared. Log in to virtual school. First of all, virtual learning attendance is super important because the sessions are live class sessions. It's really hard for the students to learn if they're not here. So please don't ghost us. Be here every day. Peer interaction. If your child is doing virtual school and they're only doing virtual school, this is a wonderful opportunity for them to interact with their peers. Friends are sometimes made in class, so we do want them to be batty together. And finally, truancy. Missing live sessions can count as missing schoolwork, and it's just like regular school. So we don't want to kill or make their entire attendance super, super dead. So please make sure that your students don't ghost us and they're here. Please make sure they're able to be batty and they're here making friends. And also, we don't want their attendance, their perfect attendance or their regular attendance to super be dead because they're not attending. So in order to pass grades, they have to do the work. Work has to be done. Please check the Google Classroom, get work done by the due dates, and make sure that your child does their best every time. Their best will help them get to their success. Absent work can still be made up. You want to check with your homeroom teacher, but there is a time limit. So I know in fifth grade, we give them a few days. You want to check with your homeroom teacher on how long it is for you to make up the assignment. If your child is absent, that's if they're absent. However, the homework or whatever assignments are always there because your Chromebook should always be beside you. Supplies and needed materials. Never log in without your supplies. So there are grade level supplies. To help you with that, would need to check with your grade level to help you make sure that your child is getting what they need. Lower and upper grades have different materials. So you want to check with your child's teacher and they can send you a supply list. Always know what they need. Sometimes there may be something that your child maybe need for a certain project or an activity. I know like for fifth grade in math and in science or certain things that we send out. Typically the teacher will email or you might want to check the classroom website and those things are listed there. If you need a copy of the virtual learning supply list, please email your teacher and they can send that to you. All students must have, regardless of their grade, pencils, paper, and notebook paper, charged Chromebooks. Again, charged Chromebooks. Their Chromebooks are their school tools. So if they are using a Chromebook, whether it's their personal Chromebook or a Chromebook from the school, this should be charged daily. Sometimes we hear our students say things like, my Chromebook is dead. How? Are they using it for other outside things? Parents, we need your help with that because we're not there. Coloring utensils of some sort, and minds ready to learn. These items should be right beside the students. They should never have to get up and go and find them or get them in the middle of class. They should have them ready to go every day. And now for something absolutely frightful. Go ahead and watch this and see if your child or kids that you know, or maybe none of them at all, ever fits into any of these. And if you'd like, you can show this to your own children to see if they fit any of these characters. Okay, so that's a really cute video, but unfortunately, we as teachers see this quite often. So if your child's teacher ever emails you or texts you and say, "Hey, we can't see your child, their screen is off or their camera is low and we can't see them," or they're getting up, walking around, it may not seem like that's a huge thing, but I promise you, they're not able to learn because they're not able to focus. Just like when you and I were in school. We had to pay attention to the teacher. There's a lot of distractions that can happen at home. So we do want to make sure that the kids are able to focus and learn while they're there. All right. This was what we did. You don't need to worry about this chat time, but you can write this down if you like. Did you notice anything in the video? Anything in the video that you saw that was wrong with your learners? So, can't type your answers into the chat because this is what we did at the tech night. However, you can jot these things down. And if you watch this with your students, maybe you guys can talk about it. Maybe that might help them not do those things and help make sure that they're able to focus every day with your teachers in the virtual learning academy. All right, so virtual work environments, frightful workspaces create frightening grades. It's so true. So true. So we want to have a virtual learning work environment that's the following. Create a learning space. Make sure there's a designated particular spot where all the materials are there. Same spot every day helps your child know, just like that they have the same classroom. This is the same thing. The classroom is virtual. And we notice that the kids who sit at the same table, that are sitting up, that are working every day, those are kids that usually do pretty well. They should be sitting up, sitting at a desk or sitting at a table. They should not sit on the couch. They should not sit or lay down on the bed, just like the kid in the video. Just like you and I, if I'm sitting on something very comfortable, I'm less likely to want to pay attention to what's going on. And it's the same thing for your child. There should be a quiet space where there is no distraction. So if you have other siblings there, try to make sure that they are as quiet as possible without the noise in the background. We understand that sometimes that happens, especially if there's little ones. There should be no music or phones, no TV, and no video games. Nothing should be beside them where it's able to take their focus away. Parents, be mindful of noisy backgrounds and your language because if you're in the background, we can hear you. And we want to make sure that if your child unmutes to answer a question and you say something inappropriate that's foul language, we're going to hear that and other kids are going to hear that. And then those kids' parents may contact us and then we have to have a huge ordeal about it. Be mindful of your language. Please make sure your child is dressed appropriately. Students should be dressed appropriately. Make sure they're wearing pants, okay? Because if they get up with their Chromebook, we don't want to see anything we shouldn't see. Parents, we can see you too. Also, siblings, we can see you too. So if you're in the background, want to make sure that you're wrapped up, covered up, looking nice so that we don't see anything that we shouldn't see. Wearing shirts and things of that nature is super important. Chromebooks should be fully charged. I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. They should be plugged in every night before school days, and they should not be used for anything outside of school work. Should not be used for anything outside of school work, especially if they're a Chromebook that has been loaned to you all from the school district. So I should not hear children telling me that my Chromebook is dead, and we have heard those things. Cameras must stay on. That's super important in school. We as the teachers can see the child. So this is virtual school and we have to be able to see your child. There should not be any issues where a child's camera is not working. I know myself and my partner teacher have gotten those situated, so there should not be that issue at all. So basically, do not behave like the kids in the video. Okay? Don't behave like this kid looking off at the television. I promise you it happens. If there's a TV on, they can't help it. They're going to look at those things. Stay attentive and work. Answer your questions and do your very best. All right, virtual class etiquette. Frightful workspaces. Remember, create frightening grades. So here are some things to keep up with and remember. We want to make sure that the child is on time. Wake up early enough to eat a good breakfast. There should not be any eating on camera. Making sure that they are prepared. They're in a quiet room. The Chromebooks, again, should be charged. It's been reiterated a bunch of times because we're seeing that that's happening more and more often. Paper, pencils, and supplies should be ready at their hands. I know we've seen students that have like a little caddy beside them with their things inside. That's really, really helpful. They should be presentable, making sure their camera is always on in all caps, sitting up straight in camera view, and wearing appropriate clothes. Our students pretty much do a really good job of this. Every now and again, we have a few that don't, but muting themselves is super important. Only unmute themselves when your teacher is asking you to, so that way we're able to help the child and know who's talking to us. Chat responsibly. That means raising your hand when you have a question, either using the real hand or the virtual hand extension that most of your kids have Even refers to chatting in the chat box. I know for myself and my partner teacher, one of our classes chats irresponsibly and we have to wind up turning the chat off. That particular box is there to help the children learn, so we want to make sure that they are using that wisely as well. And of course, we want them to participate, use their voice, answer questions, listen with your eyes, your ears, and your whole body so that you're able to learn. Also, remember that they're in school, so there should not be any eating unless the teacher says, "Hey, eat," which normally won't happen in fifth grade. There should be no eating, no getting up without the teacher's permission. If you need your child, if something is going on, text the teacher. Let them know, "Hey, I need my child." Have your child say, "Miss Schultz, Miss So and so, I need to go see my mom real quickly." But they should not just get up without our permission, because at that moment we are responsible for the safety of your child. No laying down, not in the bed, not on the floor, not on couches, and no shouting out without the teacher's permission. All right, maintaining parent contact with us. It's spooky not to hear from you all. So, parents, we need you in order for virtual learning to be successful for your child. And it's a unique experience that your child will always remember from 2020 to the rest of their lives. They will remember the year that they were in virtual learning. And it's super important that this experience is positive for them. So we need you. Stay in touch with your child's teacher. Have a phone nearby during school hours from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Have it there at all times. We understand that you're at work. And sometimes you're not able to answer your phone at that time, but at least if you know that they've called, when you get a break at some point, you're able to answer. And for those of you all who are able to talk on the phone during those times, this is super important. This is not just for behavior, this is for safety. If anything ever happens to your child, I am not there. Miss Fortune, Miss Gilcrease, Miss Nolan, other teachers are not there to help your child. So it's super important that they're able to hear from you. We can reach out, pick up our phone, and let you know, hey, something has happened. Something's going on in your home, because that's just the quickest way to get in touch with you. So it's super important that we're able to. I can't reiterate that enough. Ask your child about their day. Talk about your child's day. Ask them what they're learning. Let them teach it to you. Hey, show me what you did today. And if they said nothing, then hey, that's just not true. Prove it. Let them show you what they're learning. Help your child learn, but help them in a way that is allowing and encouraging them to teach you what they've learned. Okay? And number 5, check the calendar, the daily calendar, the weekly calendar, your monthly calendar for updates, for tests, for project due dates, for supply lists. Check emails regularly so you can get in contact with your teacher and know what's going on. Communication is super easy. Check Google Classroom for grades and comments from the teacher. Email us, call us, text us. We're available. Remember, your child's success is both important to you and it's important to us. So let's work together so that your child's learning experience is super wonderful virtually. All right. This was made during Halloween and obviously it's after. So I did want to let you know that if you have any questions, feel free to email myself, email Miss Fortune, email Miss Gilcrease, or email Miss Nolan, or any of your teachers that are your homeroom teachers. Thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.